Hey, my Jujubes, welcome back to the channel. How are you guys doing today? Happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers out there, single fathers, grandmothers, whoever. Happy Mother's Day to you all. Today we're going to be talking about Ethic 5. Now, Friday, I recorded a video, okay? It was like 30 minutes long. And I was all into it, all excited, caught all up. And guess what? The sound went out. So I don't really know what happened. I can't even tell y'all what went wrong. But I posted it because I didn't know. I don't really watch my videos back. I just let them, hold on, because this light. There we go. I don't really watch my videos back. I just post them. Like, I don't really watch them back until you guys get to watch them back. I watch them back at the same time. So I didn't even know. Hold on one second. Did you need something? Shut the door for me, please. I didn't know that there was no sound until the video was already posted. So voila. I'm gonna give my daughter some muscles. So yeah, so I have to start kind of over. So this video may be a little longer than normal because I kind of want to put two videos in one, because I need to discuss everything that was on the last video, and I also need to discuss what is upcoming in the next part I'm in. So I left off the part of my video that got cut off. I was talking about Messiah and how he Woozy had bought the childhood home that they had grew up in, and he was surprised that she even bought it because it didn't bring back a lot of happy memories for him. But she bought it anyway. As soon as his mom died, she went back and bought it. So he kind of has a flashback of when his mom brought Woozy home. And I guess Messiah and Woozy might be like, I feel like they're like 3 or 4 years apart. He used to call her my Woozy, but more like Rosie, but her name is Woozy, like W-O-Z-I. So when she got there, he was waiting for her outside of his house. And when she got there, she was just ranting and raving like, Messiah, did you know that Daddy was dead? She was like, I went the hospital, not the hospital, but the jail finally called me and said that he died. He's been dead for like a week or two, and nobody noticed. Nobody knew. She said he went to the hospital, he was fine, and then all of a sudden, now he's dead. And she's like, and I know Ethic has something to do with it. And she was like, I hope he kissed his kids goodbye today because I'm getting them all. She was like, I can't believe that his body was rotting there by itself because nobody was there to claim it, and Messiah wasn't really saying anything back to her. She's like, do you hear me? Do you hear me, Messiah? And he's like, yeah. Well, you just open the door, stop all that yelling. So she opened up the door. She was like, I can't believe him. And then she's talking to him. And she said, I'm so glad that you done dealing with that, Morgan. I'm going to get every one of his kids and him. Watch. You know, she just riled up. And then in the middle of her sentence, he shot her. And it was kind of like he took himself through a turmoil. Like, he really didn't want to do it, but he felt like this is the only way for him to be able to keep Morgan safe. Because, mind you, she gave Messiah an ultimatum. Like, if you don't stop dealing with Morgan and go ahead and do your job and off Ethic, then I'm going to kill Morgan. Woozy said this. And he knew, he says that Morgan and that Woozy is a menace, just like him. And she don't make threats just to make them. And when he couldn't be there to protect Morgan from Woozy, he knew that Woozy would kill her. And so, to spare Morgan and to keep Morgan safe, he killed his sister. Was it a noble thing to do? No, I don't think so. But I do think that in the terms of the way that they live their lives, it was necessary, so to speak. Because if he would have left Woozy alive, I don't think that Morgan would be alive. That's just what I think. I don't condone it. I don't think that it's okay. But I definitely think that I understand why he did it from the book standpoint. I wouldn't probably kill my own sibling for anybody, but the way that he loves Morgan is a bit different. Okay. So I don't think I said if you're new here, please don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. I'm so rude. I was ready to jump right in. And I don't think I told y'all what I have. I don't. I kind of got like a seafood boil sides. I don't have any crab leg today. I was kind of off it. But I have shrimp, eggs, corn, potatoes, and mussels. So when he put the shirt on Rosie, she like lost her breath. And she was like, Messiah, what are you doing? Like, why would you do that? Do this to me? And his only answer was for her. He said, I know I can't be here to keep her safe. And if I can't, I gotta sacrifice you because I love her. And she was like, oh my God. Like, she's shocked. So that's her brother. And I guess regardless of what kind of history you think you have, like, you feel like your brother would never do nothing like that to you. He wouldn't pick somebody else to pledge his allegiance to. He would always pick you. So she thought. But Morgan had made him feel things that his biological family never let him feel or made him feel. So, but he was struggling. It wasn't easy. His eyes was burning, just like hers was. But they both was trained to do just this type of stuff. So she told him, like, just go ahead and finish the job. And his her son was in her arms. And so I don't know what's going on with this lighting. And so her son was in her arms, and he took the last shot and killed her. He just told her, like, go ahead, Woozy, you just close your eyes, like when we was little. And he left her there, took the baby with him. So that's sad to me. I mean, very sad, because like I said, I ain't sacrificing my family members for nobody that I love. I'm not. Now, if I was probably in Messiah's situation, maybe I would think different, but it was intense for me. So, excuse me. Then you go back to Morgan. She's in the hospital still, and she's still in a coma. She hasn't woken up yet. And they found out that she's pregnant. And that's why her heartbeat was off. But her eyes were still closed. So when Ethic found out that she was pregnant, he was so mad. Like, oh, I got to really go find Messiah. I really got to find Messiah now. Because he can't have my baby here trying to, do motherhood without him. And he wouldn't want to miss something like this. So he leaves. Sorry, y'all. He leaves the hospital to go try to find Messiah. But, of course, he can't find him because he has taught Messiah how to disappear. He always taught him, like, how if you need to get off the grid so that nobody can find you, he taught him how to do it. So he knew that it was going to be a task trying to find Messiah. Excuse me, especially since Ethic was the one who told him to get out of Michigan and don't come back. But now that this new revelation has come and they found out that Morgan is pregnant, he feels like he has to go and get Messiah so that Messiah could be here for this because, excuse me, he knows what it's like to have a baby that he can't be connected to with the whole him losing love. So he leaves the hospital. He goes to Messiah's house. But when he pulls up to Messiah's house, all the curtains and stuff are open because he's leaving. He's like, dang, dog. The one time he wanted to listen to what I say, this is when he decides to listen. Like, the one time I need him not to listen, now he following directions. Like, so, he couldn't find him. So, Blue meets them because she's saying goodbye to. She's like, I can't believe you're leaving. You know, we can't figure out something for you to stay here. And like, nah, I don't really know how it's laying with Ethic, and I don't really want, to be caught in the crossfire. He's like, and I kind of want you to, stay out of the way too, because I don't know what's going on with that either. You being affiliated with me, I don't want nothing to happen to you. Child, don't worry about it. Iman's got me covered. And I don't know if I told y'all about Blue before, but Blue has her own story. Her story is called Lux, and it's Luxe. She has Lux 1 and 2, so that gives Blue whole background. It's a really good story. You guys should go check it out. But Blue and Messiah are best friends. They kind of formed their bond because they both lost Noah. So you should just go read it because I feel like I'm gonna give it away. But anyway, but that's how they bonded with each other. And she was like, I can't believe you're leaving. I don't know what I'm gonna do without you being here. He was like, you'll be okay, Shorty Doo-Wop. She was like, I'm not Shorty Doo-Wop anymore. There's only one Shorty Doo-Wop. And you need to talk to her before you leave. He's like, nah. It ain't laying like that. Like, I'm going to just go ahead and let bygones be bygones. Basically, like, it ended how it ended. It was a bit much, and I just don't want to do that. And so she was like, well, I need to, have something to look forward to. She's like, maybe, like, if I can meet you, at least once a month so we can have lunch together or something. He said, yeah, we can do that. And so in his mind, he was thinking like he wished that he could have the same deal with Morgan, maybe once a month, get away and, link back up with each other. But he knew that wasn't going to happen. But, he wished it could, with Morgan, because Morgan's the love of his life. But even though he loves Morgan, he realizes that in love with Morgan, before he loved Morgan, he loved Blue. Not in the same way as he loves Morgan, but love nonetheless. That's what the book says. And so she was like, the Christmas gift that I got you, she's like, can you just open it? When you open it, can you just meet me there? And he's like, okay, Blue, I'll meet you there. And she's like, I love you, Messiah, my Messiah. And she was like, you worth so much and you don't even know it. And she was like, please at least call Morgan before you leave, Don't just disappear on her like this. Like, at least just call her, give her some type of closure, some type of explanation. And he's like, all right, B. And he wasn't calling, and Blue knew he wasn't, but it was just, let's appease you for right now. So she gave him a hug, and then giving him a hug, he kind of broke down. Told her to take care of herself, make sure she stay clean. And she said, I will. And they left. So that was kind of like the second undoing of Messiah, like him really being emotional, emotionally bonded, emotionally connected to someone other than Morgan. So he left, him, Issa, and Meek. They kind of like left town for a little while. So So now we go back to Morgan, and Morgan finally wakes up. Okay. And when she wakes up, Bella tells her, like, don't ever do that to me again. Like, don't ever leave me like that again. Like, I was heartbroken. I couldn't live like that. And she asked B how long that she had been under, and she was in a coma for 2 weeks. And she asked her, like, during the 2 weeks, Morgan asked Bella during the 2 weeks, like, has Messiah been here? And Bella was like, no. And then Arya was like, we couldn't get in contact with him. There's no numbers working for him or whatever. So I couldn't get in contact with Issa to get in contact with him. And so that kind of made her even sadder, because she felt like, I just might as well close my eyes back, because that's the reason why I'm here in the first place, because being without him is unbearable for me. It's something that makes me not want to be here. And so she finally woke up. Her Ethic hugged, and he talked to her and told her that it was okay, and that she was trying to run from the pain, but she can't. Sometimes you just got to deal with it head on and just go roll with the punches that way. And he told her, like, I take it that Messiah doesn't know about the baby. She was like, no, I didn't get a chance to tell him, because everything just kind of happened so fast. He was like, because I couldn't imagine me or anybody being able to keep him away from you if he knew that you was carrying his children. And she told him that she can't keep the baby. And Ethics told him, you can keep the baby. You can. Like, if you want to, you're not obligated to make anyone, to make a decision based on what somebody else feels. But if you feel like you want to keep this baby, then I'll be with you every step of the way. I'll go to every doctor's appointment. I'll rub your feet, rub your back. I'll make you feel 100% better while you're doing this. But to just do it to be spiteful, that's really not a good idea. So she's heartbroken, okay? So she's like, I loved him so much, and he left me. And that was when he went to go find Messiah or whatever. So, now Morgan has been in the hospital for her 2 weeks, and she's been awake for a couple of days now. And instead of releasing her home from the hospital, of course, they have to take her to the psych unit, because she tried to kill herself. And she didn't try to just do, like, take some pills or, suicide period is dramatic. And it is really sad, and it's awful. Whichever way you try to do it, it's awful. But she created a gas chamber, okay, in the garage to try to take herself out of here. So that took thought. Like, she researched it to make sure how long she had to stay in there. This was very well planned, okay? So she had to stay in the psych ward for 3 days to kind of, before she was released from the hospital. Of course, she didn't want to stay. Ethic didn't want her to stay. She was like throwing a fit, crying, please don't leave me here. I'm so sorry. I won't do it again. She's going through all that. Clinging to his legs, trying to stay so that she doesn't have to go into the hospital. But they're like, it's a requirement. She has to. She don't have to stay past the 3 days. If you guys don't want her to stay past 3 days, it's recommended, but she has to at least do 3 days. So she like, Ethic, please don't leave me here. So now he's starting to feel bad. Like, maybe I can just take her home. I can have the best doctors come to the house or whatever the case may be. And Alani's like, you have to let her stay here. And then that just sets Morgan off. And she's like, she just wants me here. She just wants me out of the way. And Ethic's like, she doesn't want you out of the way. Nobody wants you out of the way. And she was like, I really just don't want to do this. Please don't make me stay. He like, it's just 3 days, Morgan. Like, I'll come see you every day. And then they tell him, like, you can't come and visit or whatever. She has to do just 3 days solo. And he was like, but as soon as it's over, I'll come and get you. So they trying to ease him out and ease her apart. But the male doctor come over there and try to touch her. Ethic done smacked his hand, like, don't put your hands on her. I'll put you in the dirt. Alani's like, Ezra, like, you have to calm down. And so eventually they hug each other, and eventually they leave. When they go outside, Alani tries to tell Ethic, like, as a parent, sometimes you have to make those hard decisions for your children. You can't always do everything that they want you to do. You can't always say yes. You can't always give in and give them what they want. She needs this. Like I said, Morgan tried to take herself out of here. So she needs this. Like, there's something that nobody else can give her. Otherwise, she wouldn't be in the situation that she's in. So this is going to be good for her. It's only 3 days. And after the 3 days, we'll all be here. You know, we'll come back and we'll pick her up. And Morgan, and then Ethic's like, okay. He's like, what did I do to deserve you? She was like, I'm going to be strong for you. You know, I'm going to take care of you because nobody else does. Like, you give everybody else all of you and you don't have anything left. Well, I'm going to be the one here that's going to replenish you. I'm going to be the one who's going to be your backbone and kind of hold you up. So they go home. They go home. And now Morgan is like, she's in a hospital, and they going from Morgan's point of view for like the check-in process. Now they're taking everything from Morgan: shoelaces, hair pins, bobby pins, ink pens, belts, mirrors, anything that she can use to cause harm to herself. They're taking it away from her, and now she feels like she's a prisoner, you know, and rightfully so though, Morgan, because you tried to hurt yourself. And I know that it was an emotional overload and it was something that she couldn't handle. I've never been in that situation before, so I don't want to come off like I'm saying that it's not a big deal when she needs to figure it out. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is that I don't think that in the story Morgan understood the magnitude to what she really had done. Surviving suicide, I think, is probably worse than actually committing it, because now you have to look at the people who know what you've done. Like, they know you tried and you didn't succeed. And so now they look at you like, you know, are you okay? It's a constant like 24-hour watch. Everybody is on pins and needles because they want to make sure that you're okay. So she asked him, because she called home and they told her not yet, you know, everything is a schedule. And so she told him, like, you know, the nurse told her, like, get your stuff ready. We're going to have to take you to the psych floor. And she like, the psych floor? Like, I'm fine. Like, I just had a moment. Like, I'm not crazy. And so she said in her mind, Messiah took my heart and my mind is with him. Whatever he is, it's there next to him. And she says, Saya, I need you. Where are you? You promised me I need you and you're not here. And so across town, of course, wherever he is, he's saying, I know I made promises, Shorty. I know I said stuff to hurt you. I know I messed up. I told you I was messed up. And why I gotta be so messed up. He said, I should have never touched you, never loved you. I can't take this hurt, Shorty. He said, what did you do to me? And so for him, not being able to be with Morgan, not being able to talk to her and contact her was kind of like physical torture for him, because he has been in a bubble with her for about a year, okay? They lived, breathed, sleep, dookied each other, okay? Like, wherever she was, that's where he was at. If they wasn't with each other, they was racing to get back to each other. It was like one of those, you know, intense, they wasn't teenagers, but like teenage love affairs, okay? So it was like, you know, it was like a brutal separation for the both of them. She woke up things in Messiah that he didn't even know that he had, or that he was capable of. You know what I mean? He been a real mean, rough, snot-nosed kid his whole life. And then he meets somebody as delicate as Morgan, and she brings out the delicate side of him. Not a lot of delicacy, though, because he ain't that delicate, but she brings it out of him. And now she's gone. Abruptly, he's ripped from her and she's ripped from him. And now they both are trying to figure out how to live without each other. And so Messiah is in the hospital, and this part is in the book. I love what she said: two lovers so connected that they're having one-sided conversations that make sense. Like, she's saying one thing, he's answering, but they're miles and miles apart, but they're so connected. Like, I can feel you in my spirit, so I'm responding to what I think you might be saying at the moment. So Messiah is in the hospital, right? Goes to the hospital right now, and he's gripping a manila folder. And I'm going to read this part to you because, okay, it says, God, please, I know I put in a lot of work for the other side. He said, I know I'm messed up, and I know this prayer is messed up too, but you gave me something that was beautiful, man. He said, I just need a little more time with her to be able to let her know I'm sorry, to show her why I'm insane in the head over her. She don't even know how good she is, man. So He said, you put an angel down here just for me, and she has no idea she even belongs to you. Just give me time with her, man. Please, man. He said, I ain't even mess with you like that until you gave me her. She's the only thing you've ever gave me that made stuff down here easier. Don't take her away. Just give me some more time. I need her. And so the doctor calls him back, and she said, we're ready for you now. And she put him on a scale. So he is 180 pounds. The last time he was at the doctor, he was 225 pounds. So Messiah has cancer. Okay. He has lymphoma. And I think I was more sad that he had it for so long. I was sad. Okay. And for so many different reasons, because you left Morgan. So now she doesn't know. Morgan don't know that you are sick. You don't know that Morgan is pregnant. And now y'all both are in worlds apart. Who knows if you're going to survive this cancer and get back to her in time? You know, it was just like, oh my gosh, Ashley, go ahead and throw a real wrench into the play. Because I was like, I cannot believe this. Okay, I was hurt. I really was hurt. And so he had lymphoma, and it spread all through his body. The Christmas gift that Blue gave him, she paid for him to come to this facility to get this treatment. It's the best place in the world. And she feels like if he takes this treatment, that maybe it'll cure the cancer and he'll be okay. So at this point, Blue is the only person that knows. Nobody else knows that Messiah has cancer, just Blue. So she meets him there. And she said, you're 180 pounds. According to our records from Michigan, you were 225 at your last visit. He said, you know what that means, right? She said, that should have told you what to look for, the signs you should have. He said, I know. He said, but I've been busy. I didn't want to take the time out to die. I found a girl to love me for a little while, and it was worth it. And so she said, okay, let's get him a room. So they went and got a room. And he told her, like, this is some Christmas gift, B. He said, why are you here, Blue? He said, you know who I am. You know I ain't nothing. He said, I mess up everybody around me. You stay long enough and I'm going to hurt you too. She said, so I'm supposed to run from you, Messiah, because you messed up? You're not perfect? I'm supposed to abandon you? He said, yeah, that's exactly what you're supposed to do, B. Self-preservation. Because I ain't nothing. She said, you're everything, Messiah. She said, you saw so much in me when I was at my worst. I'll never forget that. And I'll never not see the good in you. I don't care how much bad you try to cover it with. And he told her, don't ever bring nobody here. Not Issa, not Messiah, not Amik, and especially not Morgan. Because don't ever bring her here, because I don't ever want her to see me like this. In his mind, he always wanted Morgan to see him strong and a king, okay? And he felt like this was some sucker stuff. Like, and I don't want her seeing me down on my luck, so to speak. And so they kind of had a moment with each other, and they kind of had a moment with each other, and he cried a little bit, because of course, like, this is new for him even having to deal with it, or having to address the fact that he's actually sick after he's known. Because Messiah knew, come to find out, Messiah knew that he had cancer all the way in book 1. When him and Morgan met each other, when he had to go pick Morgan up that one time, Ethic had sent him to pick her up, and they had that moment with each other at the falls, he found out that morning that he had cancer. And I think that that's the reason why he decided to indulge in Morgan. Like, well, you know, I might not be here. You know what I'm saying? So I just might as well, you know, try my luck and see if I can just live in the moment while I'm here. So he did. And he loved Morgan for that entire year. And now he's in the hospital trying to figure out what is he going to do about his cancer. So he has to stay. He can't like go do in and out treatments, because the cancer has spread so far in his body that he has to stay there for his chemo treatment. So much so that they told him, like, you might want to do your chemo treatments in hospice. Now, y'all know hospice is like the end. But they have high hopes for him that if they can give him the treatment, that maybe the chemo will prolong it a little bit until who knows. So she told him, like, I won't lie to you and tell you that this is going to be an easy process. I'm the best in the business though, so I've done this before. And so we gonna do the best that we can. And Blue told him, like, the reason why I'm here with you is because you was here for me. Like, when I was going through what I was going through and I was trying to stay clean, I had to be clean because I didn't know when you was going to come check on me. I didn't know if you was going to come in the morning, in the afternoon. I just always knew you were coming. So I knew I couldn't get high. I knew I had to keep myself clean. She was like, you helped me for that. And because of that, we'll always have a bond. Like, we'll always be close to each other. And I always see you through whatever I need to see you through. I'm here. You know, I'm going to be here with you through the process or whatever. So she told him, like, I'm not going to let you believe that lie. You have been the very best friend to me. It's like, it's my turn to be that for you. And he was like, you just freaking annoying, B. And so now Messiah is admitted into the hospital so that he can try to fight this lymphoma. Okay. So, now we go to Alani and Ethic. So they are mending their relationship or in the process of it or whatever. And they're home from the hospital while Morgan is spending her 3 days in hospital. And she wakes up and he's not there. So she looks through the house to try to find him, and he's downstairs doing yoga, of course, because that's what clears his mind. That's what eases him. And so she goes downstairs and she's like, Ethic, baby, have you slept? And he like, no. And she like, you have to get some rest, baby. He was like, I can't because Morgan has been up all night. And she said, how do you know? And he said, because I can feel it. He said, and if she can't sleep, I can't either. And so she went, before she went, after, well, I messed up. I went too fast. But before she went downstairs to find Ethic, she also went to find Easy. And, well, she looked in on Easy and he was awake. And she was like, hey, big man. And he's like, hey. And she's like, well, what's going on? Why are you awake? And he was just saying how he was feeling kind of sad for Morgan. You know, he doesn't know she's going to be okay. He keeps having these dreams of her with his mom. And he's like, if she's with my mom, then that means that does that mean that she's dead? He's like, no, Morgan to be home, you know, soon. She'll be okay. Everything's fine. So she lays, he was like, well, do you mind, you know, laying here with me for a little bit? I know that my mom wants to meet you, and I feel like if you lay here with me, then maybe you can meet her too. And so she lays with him until he goes to sleep. And that's when she sees Ethic, goes downstairs with Ethic. And then she told him, like, you have to sleep. And so you can't take care of Mo or anybody else if you're all messed up. And so she went upstairs and ran him some bath water and let him take a bath and sponged him down. And she told her, I'm going to be so good to you. While you handle everything else in the world, I'm going to handle you. Love you as long as you'll let me. And so he took her in the bathtub with him, with her robe on. And they did what grown people do. And she said, now we sleep. And so they lay down and they slept. I feel like Ethic needs Alani. I feel like she brings him a sense of peace. I feel like she brings him something that he hasn't had ever. You know, that's why he's so attached to her, and that's why he loves her so much. She nurtures him physically and emotionally. She's available for him. Like, he is everything to her, and he can feel it. And so he reciprocates it. So, Morgan is back home with Ethic and Alani, and she's out of the hospital, and she is still hurt because, you know, we all know that breakups take time, but this is not an original breakup. This is a traditional breakup. This is traumatic. So he asked her if she's okay. Ethic, if she's okay. And She says, I'm fine, I promise. They gave her, a bunch of medicine, like a Zoloft pill for her to be able to sleep, another one for like anxiety, depression, or whatever the case may be. And Ethics, like he said, that she even has to take it because she's pregnant, but they said that the dose will be low enough so that it doesn't affect the babies or the baby. So she cries, he says how sorry he is. He lets her know that he can't find Messiah. And um he they talk about Mazan. And before she knew that he was Mazan's brother, what was he? And she was like, he was my family. He was like, and sometimes, families, they do crazy stuff or whatever the case may be. So, he basically was trying to explain to her, like, Messiah could have done what he came to do a long time ago, but he didn't, because there's love there on both ends. Like, it's love on both ends. Messiah has love and infatuation for Ethic and his family, and Ethic has love for Messiah, and now so does Morgan. So he told her that she needs to be able to learn how to deal with her pain, to be able to feel it and grow from it. He was like, I think maybe you should go to the hospital counseling, because you need to get some of that out. Because Morgan was in this same situation when she was 12 years old. He had found some razors up under her bed and asked her what she was going to do with them. And she told him, 5 minutes. She told him, she didn't have to say anything. She just started crying when he asked her what they were. He thought that the counseling that she did for the 3 years after that, of course, was going to be okay, but Morgan doesn't handle trauma well. And so he told her that she told him, I don't need to go to counseling. He was like, Morgan, you tied a pipe to the back of a car. That's not fine. And then he told her, like, do you know what that would have done to me if you would have killed yourself? What it would have done to Bella? What it would have done to Easy if you had killed yourself? And he said, you have some things in your past that have jaded your perception. And he said, I know you love me. He said, I know you love me. You love me more than you love yourself. So do you want to kill me, Mo? She like, never. And he like, well, you will. If you almost did. He said, if you die, I'm out of here, Morgan Atkins. I'm gone. He said, you're my whole world. He said, I love Easy and I love Bella. He said, but you're the love of my life, Mo. Not Raven, not Alani, you. Now, I love Ethic and I love the love that he has for everyone in his life. Going back and reading this, I do think that he had such a bond with Morgan because he felt like she was a part of the love that he lost that he would never get back. So it comes off like they have an obsession with each other. That's how it comes off. Like, for him to say, like, if Morgan Atkins has to close her eyes, I'm going to close mine too. You're going to leave your other 2 kids behind. I'm not saying that either one of their lives is more valuable than the other, but you got 2 other kids. You know what I'm saying? But that's neither here nor there. But their relationship is magic too on these pages. There's so many love stories on these pages that are magical. Like, you be like, dang, Alani and Ethic, their love story. And then you have Messiah and Morgan's love story. And then you also have Bella and Alani's love story. Like, it's just, this book is full of them. But, so she's crying, breaking down, you know what I'm saying? And she finally tells him that she don't like Alani. Her being here feels like he's forgetting Ray, which is her sister. He's like, I can never forget Ray. And I think that Morgan was so selfish in this point. Like, you only want him for you. You don't want him to be available to anybody else. Like, I just really couldn't understand that. But he said that he loves her, but if she doesn't want her there, then he'll make the proper adjustment. So then Alani knocks on the door and offers her food. And offers her food, and she doesn't want the food, of course. And so when they go outside of the room, Alani's like, I'll head home. I'll just go home. Even though they had just decided to try to work it out together for her to be able to move there. But she was like, I can go home. And then he says, I need time to get more together. Everything around her is changing. Maybe right now is not the best time for us to move in with each other. And he said, breathe to her, because her feelings is hurt. Okay. Because it's like, now I become vulnerable enough to even offer myself back to him. And now we have another block in the road. And that block in the road is his daughter. And that's not something that he's willing to sacrifice, or that me as a parent or a mom, used to be mom, or a woman, I'm going to let him sacrifice. So if it means getting me taking a step back for her to be okay, then that's what I'm going to have to do. And so he told her, like, no priority is greater than the other. Like, you have a priority in my life just as well as my kids. Like, you like right at the top of all three of them. I'm not stopping this. I'm not saying that I don't want to be with you or that we're not going to be together. But what I am saying is that maybe we can slow it down some so that Morgan can be a little comfortable and that she can work on, the healing process for her. He was like, but you are my priority as well. So our counseling sessions with now, I'm going to still be there. And she was like, oh, maybe we can do some family counseling. And he was like, that sounds like a good idea. He was like, I love you. Like, this isn't, I'm not taking you for a spin. Like, this is it for me. And so she go ahead and leave, and now they're trying to figure out, how they're going to navigate their relationship with Morgan's healing process. So I'm going to stop right there. This video is a little longer. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Happy Mother's Day again to everyone. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Maybe different time, same place. Until next time. Bye, my jujubes.